Well, happy Monday morning. We are out here in our cacao fields here this morning. We are grafting some trees. I've got a brother back here that's helping us out. He's an expert in this stuff. He's showing us what to do. And the other guys that work out here for us, Chaito, Elvis, they're out here. And myself, and we're learning how to graft trees today. We got about 200 to do today. Not very many, really. But if we learn how to do them well, we'll have 1,000, almost 2,000 more to go or something like that. So today we're just getting started with 200 trees, and I thought I'd show you a little bit of how this works. First, here's our branch. He's going to cut the leaves off of it, and we're going to end up with a nice little branch that we're going to graft on. This is from a high yielding plant. Cuts it at an angle, and then he cuts that long slit in it there. It needs to be perfectly straight. The more surface area it gets, the better it connects to the tree. Yeah, knew ya. And there he's got a little slit, and he opens it up and it slides it right down in there. You can see the surface area right there is about perfect. Nice and tight against the tree, and then he gives it wraps it all in plastic. He wraps it that far and ties it, because that needs to stay for longer, and then from there above is only going to stay for 20 days, so that's why it's got a tie there, and then he goes up further, and then he's going to tie it off at the top, keep the moisture out. And he just grafted that whole tree in about 1 minute. Crazy fast. Un minuto. So I wanted to explain a little bit this morning of why we're grafting cacao out here at the Discipleship Center in Wenatchee. And the main reason that this place exists is in its name, to disciple, for the kingdom, for kingdom purposes, to teach the Word of God. But something that this is, we have 150 acres here. Something that's one of our desires God's put in our hearts to make this place self-sustainable. And this is a project, if we have cacao here, is a project that can last many years. It produces an income, and they can last 30 or 40 years because they're trees that are going to produce cacao beans, which is then produced into chocolate. So it's a good income. It's a long-term idea, but it starts with some work. It starts with planting them from scratch and working your way up. We've got we plant them from seed, and then they grow, and then we plant them in the fields, and we graft them, and it's a 2 to 3 year process before you ever see a production of a single return on your income. But I think it's worth it in the long term, because we're going to see this place become self-sustainable for many years, and continue to be able to produce not what we want, just cacao, but what we want, disciples that are going and making disciples. So that's why we're grafting cacao today. We're learning it together. We're having fun, making fun of the poor missionary and how he can't graft anything. But hey, I'm learning little by little. Well, our expert Cornelio has been grafting these trees. There. He did this whole row all the way down there is where he's at. And in that time I did that one and that one. 2. 2 to his 12 or something. He is super fast, but man, they look good. Doing a really good job. Well, it's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'm tired. I don't know how many plants we've done. If I had to guess, we've done well over 200 at this point, and got a little ways to go yet. So I'm hoping to get done today, but we'll see. But thank goodness we've got more plants ready than I thought. But the guy that's helping us out also brought more of the baras llamas, more of the little twiggies than we originally thought we needed too. So just gonna keep going. And the only problem is we ran out of plastic to wrap it with, but we're going to town and buying more. And yeah, gonna keep rocking it out. Thank goodness. It was crazy hot earlier, but now it's cloudy. Acts like it's gonna rain. I'd much rather have it rain than as hot as it was earlier. I can work in the rain. It doesn't bother me, but just keep plugging it out. I'm actually getting somewhere. I'm actually learning how to do this. Kind of fun. Well, I thought I'd end this video with a little bit of update on how our trees are doing. It's been about a month since we grafted them, and they are doing really well. One of the questions you might have is, why graft the trees? And to put it simply, the trees that we plant are native to the area and are really disease-resistant, strong varieties, but not high-yielding, high-producing trees. So then we use that as the base, and we graft on a high-yielding plant that produces year-round fruit, and then we have lots of cacao, lots of chocolate. And here is a plant that was grafted, and as you can see, here's the little graft, what it looks like about a month later. Oops, sorry. You see that the plastic's still wrapped around there, then there's that little stem coming out, and it shot out a new plant, and all these new leaves are growing on it. It's got 6 leaves growing out of it, doing really well. What we'll do today actually is we'll cut this right here, the main plant, and so that this will be the new main plant that will grow out of that. And hopefully within 6-8 months we'll start to have some producing cacao out of this.